The Church of Satan in America, a experience that completely ruined my life. Part 1, I joined one of the worst satanic cults out there. And honestly, I never imagined I could ever do something like that. They poisoned the honey. And I need to warn you about what's really happening. What you heard at the start of this video, that exact message was sent to me. That's why I reached out to the guy who sent it. He told me his story. And before we hung up, he asked me for one thing only. Tell it on your channel. People need to be careful. This story is insane, way bigger than you can imagine, and I believe him, but I honestly don't know if your mind will be able to handle what I'm about to tell you. Before I start, you need to know something. I'm going to tell this story as if it happened to me, so you can feel the same fear, the same confusion, the same shock he lived through. Of course, I won't say the real country or real names. The story is long, so grab some snacks, make yourself a cup of coffee, and let's begin. The neighbor who lived downstairs from me was named Hassan. He was my childhood friend. Years ago, Hassan moved to the United States through the green card lottery. It's the fastest and easiest way to immigrate to America. You literally take a photo with a white background, upload it to their website, fill in some basic info, name, age, email, passport number, and that's it. If you get chosen, they email you and you travel. Hassan was one of the lucky ones. He moved to the U.S. with his wife and left his apartment closed for years. One day, I was walking upstairs to my place, and I noticed something weird. Hassan's apartment door was wide open. I looked inside. Dust everywhere. I thought someone broke in. I yelled, "Hello? Anyone here?" Suddenly, Hassan appeared. He was dirty. His clothes were torn. He looked exhausted. I froze. Then he smiled and said, "Surprise." He told me he'd just arrived that same day from America for a work event, and he was staying 6 days before flying back. He didn't expect the apartment to be that messed up, so he planned to clean one room just to sleep in. I felt bad for him. I told him, "Why don't you stay with me for a few days?" At first he refused, said he didn't want to bother me. I told him my mom was staying with my aunt anyway, and I was alone, so he agreed. That decision changed everything. Every day Hassan went to his work event. By the time he finished, I'd be back from work. I'd take him out. We'd eat, hang out, talk. On the night before he left, he said to me, "Have you ever thought about leaving the country?" I told him, "Of course I want to, but it's hard, expensive, and finding a job isn't easy." He laughed and said, "Are you kidding? Your marketing field is in huge demand here." He told me I could make $9,000 to $10,000 a month. I said, "A year?" He said, "No, man, a month." I thought he was joking. He wasn't. He offered to get me a visitor invitation, stay with him for 2 or 3 months, look for a job. He told me not to worry about paperwork, housing, food, just the plane ticket. And even if I didn't find a job, having a U.S. visa on my passport would make traveling anywhere easier. I agreed. A month later, he asked for my passport photo, then more documents. After 2 months, my passport came back stamped. I took unpaid leave from work, booked a ticket, and flew to San Francisco, California. Everything was perfect until I saw the black house. I was walking alone, exploring the neighborhood. I saw a house painted completely black. It didn't look like a house. It looked wrong. It was the only black house on the street. About 15 people were standing outside. When I got closer, I saw a huge black sign, a goat's face inside a pentagram surrounded by a circle. The door opened and people started going inside. I was about to leave when a girl spoke to me. She was pretty, young, wearing a hoodie and baggy pants. She said, "Hey." She noticed I was Arab. Her name was Zandora. She told me that house was the Church of Satan. I was shocked. She said the police protect them. No one touches them. Then she asked me, "Do you want to go inside?" I hesitated, but said yes. The second I stepped inside, my chest tightened. My body felt heavy. Something was wrong. Blue walls, red curtains, paintings everywhere, skulls, snakes, goat faces. Every painting had strange symbols, unknown letters, pentagrams, eyes, triangles. Then we reached a statue, a human body, with a goat's head, and two children standing beside it. Baphomet. Behind it were hundreds of names. Donors. In the next room it was dark. Only candles. In the middle was a black book, the Satanic Bible. In the final room, walls covered in photos and a huge library. Zandora said, "These are theories and experiments written by people who freed themselves from all beliefs. I called them crazy." She didn't like that. Outside, she explained their beliefs. No heaven, no hell, no afterlife. Only pleasure. Do whatever makes you happy, as long as you don't hurt anyone. No rules, no limits. I challenged her. She said people misunderstand Satan, that he's a symbol of freedom and power, that he was wronged, and that he'll win in the end. I told her I had to leave. Later that week, I found her lying on the street, bleeding. She had thrown herself in front of a car. I followed her to the hospital. She told me she was testing death, trying to reach something beyond this world. She called him the light bearer, Lucifer. Before I left, she said something that destroyed me. "Call your mother. She's hiding something from you." I did. And that's when I found out my mother had cancer, and suddenly everything Zandora said came back to haunt me. She promised a solution, a ritual, a black mass. After midnight, in the forest, she gave me drinks, medicine. I became weak. When I woke up, I was inside a black Jeep. Trees everywhere. A wooden house stood ahead. She looked at me and said, "This is where you'll see the truth the world hides from you." The door opened, and what I saw inside was never meant for human eyes. To be continued